It's recording.
Actually, yeah, I saw it.
So we're gonna just pop it open?
Yeah.
Alright.
Ready?
Initially it wasn't in sync, but then it popped into sync, and frankly, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. It's a little warm, but I'll tolerate it.
Yeah, probably should have left it in the hot car for like an hour and a half. So hi,
Hey,
welcome.
what's good?
Welcome to episode 3 of the Chorus Effect podcast. It hasn't died out yet.
Thank God.
Just wait till episode 4.
This is all I have right now.
Same. It's like
So sad.
it's the life support that's making sure we don't wither away.
Oh my God. No, like I need it. I need it right now. I need this this one thing.
I need this verification. Continuing to see some love from our friends, you know.
Thank you so much. My coworkers, I love you.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, audience steadily growing. We can see the stats in real time, so
Shit is crazy.
yeah, really happy about it.
Really thought there was gonna be like 5 people maybe.
Yeah, but no, at least 6.
And none of the ones that I thought were gonna be the ones to listen are
Yeah.
the ones that are listening.
Of course, though, there's still that group of people that we do not want listening.
Oh yeah, news guys. My dad is unaware of anything that happens around him. My mom now knows that the podcast exists, and I begged her, please, do not listen to it, but know that it's going well. And she
Yes.
goes, all right, I can respect that. I said, thank you.
On the other hand, my parents said that they listened to first minute or 2 of episode 1. Made me feel bad because they were like, we just like hearing the sound of your voice. And I'm like, thank you. I love you guys, but please don't listen to it. Meanwhile, my aunt, because we were at a Memorial Day dinner, my aunt, she's like, no, come on. What's the name of the podcast? I was like, come on, man. And she,
Don't do this to me.
for context, my aunt is very cool. Should I throw it in there?
Yeah,
gay.
why not?
She's a homosexual woman.
She's got the big gay.
Yeah. And she's also a professional bowler who
You know, because she's gay.
She's broken many records, and she was actually, I believe, I'll cut this out if I'm wrong, but she was the first woman to ever bowl in an all-men's professional league.
Wow. I don't think I've ever met her.
You'd love her. I told her that she'd love you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't met a lot of your family. Wow,
Yeah.
wait
Well,
a
she's
second.
also, like, not around a lot. She
Yeah.
does a lot of traveling for bowling.
But now I'm thinking about it. I really don't. Other than that one, was it your dad's birthday party? Or was
Yes,
it your mom?
it was
Yeah,
my dad's birthday
that
party.
was the first and like only time I've ever seen any of your extended family.
Yeah. Did you meet my grandparents that night?
Were they there?
Yeah, they were there.
Then I must have.
Okay. They all probably thought we were together.
Ugh.
Yeah. As family does.
Ooh, I didn't tell you this.
Oh.
But the last time I was talking to my therapist and I was telling her about the person I was talking to, she asked me how you felt about it. And I was like, why? And she was
How
like,
does-
I don't know.
How does Dylan feel about all of this?
No, that's literally what she said. And I was like, I don't know. I think he's fine. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
I think he likes him. I don't know.
Yeah. I felt nothing but joy for you.
And she was like, do you ever think maybe, you know? And I was like,
You ever wonder how the guy you're
Stop.
talking to shares a lot of similarities with Dylan? You ever wonder how
I
the
was
guy
like-
you're talking to is Dylan in a blonde wig?
oh no. And I was like, can we please not do this?
You look back on his Twitter and like it's really just like me, like poorly photoshopped. See, this is a movie where where like the twist at the end is you're suffering from like a psychosis.
Oh.
Yeah, and this is the big reveal at the end, like, oh shoot, it was him the entire
Oh
time.
my God. So my nightmares. No. I'm kidding. No, I was like,
But-
can we please not go there?
No.
I was like, let's not. And she's like, all right. I was just saying.
Well, if she ever listens to this, I want you to know that whatever you're thinking, no. I was nothing but happy for Hayley as long as she stayed happy with the situation. As soon as she turned south on it, I turned south with her. Good thing they couldn't see that.
Yeah. I have just started to whip it unironically. At first I was like, haha, this is a funny thing to do, and now I can't stop.
I only do it with Noah.
You whip with Noah?
Well, like,
You do the whip?
Ironically, with Noah, I'll be, like, in his room, and I'll be looking at him, and I'll just go.
I do that with my coworkers all day. I think one of them one time, like, dabbed back at me.
Same with Noah.
And I was like, nice. It's so cringy because customers see it.
I think deadass Noah once went,
oh my god.
I know, I think that was my reaction. Too? Yeah, that was my reaction to it. I think I felt like blood, like, drain out.
I can't imagine Noah, like, moving. He's that man standing emoji 100% of the time. I've never seen him do any, like, erratic movements.
Yeah, his hello is...
Yeah. It's, like, done before I can even register it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's dating a thespian. Like, she is one of the most, like, expressive people. Well, she's a thespian, so, I mean, she kind of has to be.
It sounds like a slur.
A thespian?
Yeah. You fucking thespian.
You dirty fucking thespian.
It really does sound like a slur.
I'll be damned before I serve a thespian in my restaurant.
Min is kind of creeping me out right now. Do we have a guest in that empty chair?
She's not staring at the chair. She's staring at the
Now she's looking
Oh,
at
now? Yeah, okay. They sat down.
Min!
Dude, what if we just saw, like impression on the cushion on the chair?
Bitch.
I hit pause real quick.
Where's my phone? Zach Baggins, get here now.
Ghost Adventures?
Aaron, get here right now. Okay, she's over it. All
Zach
right.
Baggins, bring your DJ set from when you used to do weddings.
Do you think he would do that for my wedding?
No, I think he's thrown that life away.
Once you have that in you, though.
Could he still do it? Yes.
It'll never go away.
Would he still do it? No.
For me?
Well, for you specifically, probably. But to wrap up that aunt thing, I'll say if anyone in my family, if my extended family has to listen to the podcast, it'll be my aunt.
She seems like she'd be the most cool with it.
Yeah. Maybe my one cousin, you know, the one that...
Yeah, I know the one.
Yeah. Maybe she can listen to it, but, like, as soon as we start getting, like, political, she'll probably be like,
Oh, yeah. Wow. I'm just... That one story is, like, just flooding into my memory.
I love them to death, don't get me wrong. I love them to death, don't get me wrong.
I'm sorry.
God, it really is just... It's like the old saying, like, never talk about religion or politics at the dinner table.
Sad.
Yeah.
Never met her.
You'd like her. You would really like her. You know?
I believe you.
Yeah, she's always been nice. Her kids are adorable. You know, her husband, you know, he's a really nice guy, really good conversationalist. You know, again, whenever politics are involved, I really have nothing but great times with them. But I want to talk about, we talked about this at breakfast earlier. Okay. Yeah, this is the earliest we've recorded this so far.
Breakfast was delicious.
It was. Yeah, let's just quickly talk about the place we were just at. It was literally what it looked like, a mother and son running the place.
Yes.
With the son being probably younger than us.
He was stressing me out the entire time. I don't know what it was. Something about his energy.
He was very awkward.
But then every time you said thank you, he went, of course.
Yeah.
And he said it just like that. And I was like, that made me very uncomfortable.
He was giving me the impression that he was a crazy introvert, and like this was his mom trying to like get him, you know, to like have a job and like be sociable and stuff. So like I really sympathize with that.
Well, there was that one other boy, I'm assuming around the same age, that was sitting by the windows.
I see.
Phone the whole time.
I didn't see because I was facing the kitchen the entire time.
Well, I don't know.
There's just two people working the place. Their motto on the outside of the building was
cold coffee, lousy food.
Yep.
The food was not lousy and the coffee was very hot. I actually almost burned my hand on the mug. Good. I would recommend.
Yeah.
Go to your local sketchy diner.
Yeah.
I bet you It'll be a good time.
Yeah, a lot of old people hanging out there.
The two that walked in, like, towards the end of our meal, they were sitting, like, they weren't sitting across from each other at the table. They were sitting, like, next to each other, and they, like, were staring in our direction.
They could sense the gay on you.
Yeah, they were looking at me. Well, they were like, her hair's pink. Her hair's pink. Liberal.
That one couple when they were walking out, what was the conversation they had?
I don't know.
The one guy at the table was
something
like...
about socks and Rite Aid.
Here's what I assume they said. The guy at the table shouts over to him, "Hey, where'd you get those socks?"
Yeah.
And the guy at the door says,
Rite
"I
Aid.
got him at Rite Aid, get yourself a pair."
Yeah.
But then the guy at the table says, "Oh, they got zippers on them?"
Yeah.
And I didn't look at the man's socks, but I
Neither
hope
did
he
I.
wasn't wearing socks with zippers on them, because I hope that doesn't exist. But then from there, my brain registers the rest of it as gibberish.
I literally, and as soon as they walked out, I was like, what?
And I looked at Hayley and I said, "Get yourself a pair, Hayley."
Yeah. They're at Rite Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Didn't know Rite Aid sold socks.
They have, like, a little bit of everything, I think.
We respect Rite Aid.
Yeah.
This is a Rite Aid positive podcast.
Yeah, besides them being expensive as fuck.
I want to talk about something Hayley and I talked about at breakfast earlier.
Yes.
Very special man in my life. That's going to sound so weird if you ever listen to this. My barber. Very
special man in my life.
There's a very special man I'd like to give thanks to.
What are you really trying to say?
I'm really trying to say I want him to cut my hair at my wedding.
At your wedding? During your wedding?
He's going to be like...
Your bride-to-be is
Walking
just walking down the aisle and he's, like, giving you a touch-up.
He's like, "I'm so proud of you, kid. She's beautiful. You're doing great. All those years you complaining in my chair, and here you are."
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to the same barber for the last 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
What is it about a man and his barber?
It's a really when you find a dude,
When you find the one, you just know.
It sounds so corny, but it really is. Like, it's just like a dude, great conversation, gives you a good cut. There's really something about it. I really do like that culture, like barbers and stuff.
Well, lucky you.
Thanks, dude.
I feel like a lot of women don't have luck with hairdressers.
Yeah, that's what I've always heard.
Or that's just me.
I know I've known a few people, like my ex, who have like had like a hairdresser that they always go to and they have a really good relationship with. But like most girls I know kind of just like go back and forth between like a bunch of different hairdressers.
I haven't had a choice. So many people have fucked up my hair and they just like don't know how to work with it. My hair is like unsuspectingly thick, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so when they start cutting, they're like, "Oh shit, there's actually a lot more going on." I've had so many bad haircuts, so I've had to like hop all over the place. But I think my brother's girlfriend is
really killing it.
Yeah, I think she's also just
great
to be around.
You love it.
I am in love with my brother's girlfriend.
If he ever listens, Anthony, if you ever listen to this, you should be scared. So my barber,
yes,
he's a really cool guy, and I just got my hair cut yesterday, the day before we're recording. I told him about the podcast. He got very excited about it. As literally later, as I'm paying him, he's on his phone, being like, "What was the name of that again? Let me find that." He's like, "I'm gonna follow you on every platform, dude."
Aww.
You're the best, Pat. I tipped him. I'll be honest with you. I tipped him a bit extra. He was so fucking cool yesterday. I wish I could tip him a whole lot more, but your boy, ain't got that much money. But the dude, super cool. Literally, I told you yesterday when I was walking up to the register, he walked in, he was like, "Come here," and he was like, "Get back in the chair. I need to fix that." But I want to tell this story. He says to me, he's cutting my hair. He's like, "Hey man, I got a dilemma." And I was like, "What's up, Pat?" He's like, I was looking to get a new car." And he recently he gave his car to his nephew. Pat doesn't have any kids, but he has a lot of family that he really loves and he visits all the time. And he gave his car to his nephew because his nephew is going off to college.
Very sweet of him.
Very sweet. Pat's shop is in the little what would you call it? Neighborhood of LaSalle.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, it's not.
I never really knew where it began and ended.
I mean, technically, I live in LaSalle, and your parents technically is still LaSalle.
Is it?
Yeah, technically that's all LaSalle.
I thought LaSalle was all on the other side.
No, technically we are all LaSalle. Like,
Well,
there's like LaSalle, Hyde Park, DeVoe. Like, those are like the major areas of Niagara Falls. Hayley's holding her cat's hand right now.
She put it in my hand.
So Pat and his shop are both in the little neighborhood of LaSalle. And Pat usually walks to work, rides his bike to work. And so he's like, I was thinking about getting a really nice car. And I was like, yeah, man, go for it. Get a nice car.
You deserve it.
Exactly. But then he's like, well, the thing is, if I get a nice car, what if I'm kind of afraid it'll entice people to, burglarize me.
Burglarize.
But I'm like, okay, yeah, good point. But I mean, like, I was like, you're not in the worst part of the city. It's not that bad over in your neighborhood. He's like, yeah, well, true, but there's a lot of crackheads on my street. And I'm like, okay, well, that changes things.
Specifically on my street.
And he was like, maybe I'll just get like a nice house on the edge of town or something, but then I can't walk to work. And I'm like, well, that's where the nice car comes in. And he's like, I don't know, man. And I'm like, Pat, how long you had this shop open? He was like, 2010. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, you've never had help. You always refused to hire a second hand. Like, you fucking as soon as the pandemic hit, you got rid of the second chair entirely. He replaced it with a replica phone booth. Like an English phone booth, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I asked him, where'd you get that? He just went, North Carolina. And I didn't ask any more questions.
Like, that just answers it completely.
Yeah. I was like, I know that's not what I meant, but like, I'm not going to go any further with this.
It's so vague.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I was like, is that a phone book in there? He was like, yeah, real deal. But like, I've seen phone books before. This shit was like thick. I was talking like 9 inches thick.
Yeah.
All the phone books I've ever had when I was younger, they were all like just like 3 inches thick.
Thick. I don't know. Maybe it was really old.
Maybe it was vintage.
No one puts their shit in the phone book anymore. Mm-hmm. The last time I saw a phone book, actually, it was about the size of a magazine.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. Isn't that a weird concept though, a phone book?
Well, to us now it's.
But like just for residents, like it makes sense for businesses. But you could just look up anyone's name and like, oh yeah, here's how to get a hold of them. That's such a
good point.
Privacy issue.
Yeah.
Especially back in the day, if you were to get a restraining order against someone, like, I don't know.
I feel like originally it was born out of necessity, like to be able to contact someone.
Yeah.
But now, like, things have evolved. Like, yeah, that's definitely an outdated concept. Well, I say to Pat, I was like, Pat, you've been working here for like 10 years. You refuse to get help. You work like fucking 10 to 6 every day, except for Sundays and Mondays, because for some reason barbers aren't open on Mondays. I'm like, dog, you deserve nice shit. You deserve a nice house. You deserve a nice car. Like, you should treat yourself. And he just, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, he, like, aggressively, like, grabs my head, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you see, Pat, that's you trying to be modest. I can see right through you. I was like, I know you know I'm right.
He goes, I know.
Okay.
Just starts to strangle you. Shut up.
Pat asked if we did sponsorships, and I was like, I'd love to, but I don't know if we can do that yet. And I was like, I can give you a shout out.
Yeah. Might not do anything,
yeah.
But
well, if anyone's listening to this 3 years later when we have hopefully a much more sizable audience, if you're ever in the Western New York area, hit up the LaSalle Barbershop and have Pat give you a nice cut.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like it.
He was like, what, do I have to pay you? And I'm like, I'm not taking your fucking money, Pat.
Seems like a great guy.
Yeah, he's such a joy.
Such a joy.
Yeah. I might cut this part out, but like I just want to tell you, I don't know if I actually like leave this in. He did meet. We were on the walk, and like he was walking his dog, and like I hadn't seen him in months because of the pandemic. Immediately, he just points to her tattoo. He's just like, yo, that's the Lich King of Angmar, or the Witch King. I keep forgetting. Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was like, no one's ever gotten that before.
He just has that effect on everyone he meets.
Exactly, yeah. And it's funny because when I was getting my cut yesterday, like there's a story I'll bring up later in this podcast I told him about. You know the one. He was like, dude, she seems so normal when I met her. And I was like, yeah, she seems like that to everyone, Pat. He was like, and she had such a cool tattoo. And I was like, I still can't fucking believe that even happened.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
I watched the extended cut, all 12 hours, and I'm very...
12 hours?
Yeah, each movie is 4 hours. I don't regret it at all. They were amazing.
I say that as if I haven't watched all of Twilight in a day, which is probably like about that long also.
Exactly.
Oh, but Twilight do be hitting.
Well, Lord of the Rings be hitting.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
There were parts, like, when we were watching it, she was like, yeah, this part was cut out in, like, the theatrical release. And I was like, but this part kicks ass. How many people are missing out?
I never really understood that, like, how the editing process works. Because whenever I see deleted scenes of something, I'm like, that was so important to the plot.
I know. I know you hate this movie, but that movie, He's Just Not That Into You. Mm-hmm. When I watched that, me and Max, we watched the deleted scenes, and it was Scarlett Johansson's character that had a lot of her scenes cut out of the movie. And I was like, they probably cut all these out as to not humanize her too much, because her character is, like, you know...
Shitty?
Yeah, she, like, basically steal this woman's husband.
I didn't like any of them. I didn't like any of the characters.
Well, you didn't like the movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I like that. I really did like that movie a lot.
I remember texting you, and I was like, I just saw the worst movie of my life. And then, like, it was like a couple weeks later or something, you're like, so I just watched that, and I really didn't hate it.
Was it only 2 weeks?
I don't know. It was a short time afterwards, after I had complained about it, and you're like, I don't really know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
I really loved it.
I don't remember a lot of what happened, I just remember not having a good time.
Like, it was really sappy. It was like a really sappy movie, but, like, you know, I don't know, I'm into that shit sometimes. Really quick, I just want to touch on this.
Well,
I recently got a new dentist, and the dental assistant, she was really cool, young woman, really funny, had a great time. Would request her services again. No.
Oh my, okay.
But this awful song was playing this awful song was playing in the office, and I remember because it plays at enter job name here all the time. And she comes in, and I'm like, excuse me, what was your name? And she was like, Stephanie. And I was like, Stephanie, this song is terrible.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And she goes, yeah, it really sucks that Brendan Urie made this, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that song.
Yeah, and I was like,
oh my god.
This is Brendan Urie. And I don't want to sing it, but for the listener, it's the song where he goes, hey, that's why I made it. Da 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 da. Hey, that's why I made it. And it's like, Brendan, shut the fuck up.
Big forehead ass bitch.
Tic-tac-toe forehead ass bitch.
Damn.
Apparently he's not a nice guy.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
I was like, he's kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah. And so, like, I keep talking to the dental assistant about it, and she's like, yeah, and then he made that terrible song with Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, he did what?
He did what now?
Yeah. And, like...
Tell me you're lying!
It's a lie, Stephanie. Tell me it's a lie. So she leaves the room. I text you, and we're talking about it, and she comes back in. I tell her I'm texting you about it, and she's like, yeah, and like, at one point they just start like singing like the ABCs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I literally say to her, I was like, you're fucking kidding. She's like, nope. And
promise that you'll never find another like me.
Is that it? Is that the song?
Yes.
That plays it.
Yeah. I'm the only one of them. Yeah.
That song is.
Hey kids, so spelling is fun. Yeah. That's that.
Oh my god.
I fucking hate her so much.
That song is utter trash.
I know. You don't have to convince me.
Why? Why?
I don't know.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. I know, it really sucks that he's like a shitty person because his voice is
it's great.
Immaculate.
Yeah. I said this to Stephanie, my dental assistant, and I feel like I've said it to you before plenty of times. But like Fall Out Boy, like all the early stuff, it's really a lot of like, who the fuck hurt you, dude? Like, bro, are you okay?
Ooh.
But then like that their 2019 album, which name I can't remember because of course I can't. But I love the colors in the album artwork. It's so fucking pretty. But like a lot of the songs are like really like beautiful and romantic, and it sounds like he's singing them to his wife because he's married now, right? And it's like you get that. Yeah, it now it feels like after listening to like
Closure.
All those years, exactly, like all those years of like those Who Hurt You songs. Now it's like, oh, good for you, man.
I hope that if and when I ever actually like have my songs happen,
yeah, that
I have people wondering, like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I don't know. Please don't. Let's not talk about
it. Yeah, that's how I feel about like my writing. Mm-hmm. It's like when people read it, it's just like, what is this?
Damn.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this based off of? Did this happen?
We're two depressed best friends.
Bouncing off our sadness of each other.
We have two different modes of coping. Two different writing styles. My writing style, if I had to compare it to anything, I think it's Mary J. Blige when she's just like, basically her sound is like, how could you do this to me? I was so down for you.
I'd listen to that song.
That's
if
pretty.
Those are her exact lyrics. Yeah.
She says something pretty much along those lines, and in the song that I'm writing right now, it's kind of the same vibe.
I think that like my writing has always been very like cathartic. Mm. You know, like my writing really helps me like think through a lot of things. Yeah. Like the way I write characters interacting, and I'm like, okay, like I guess that just makes sense. Like, how would this person in the real world react, or like, because I don't know anyone perfectly, but like I know a lot of people I'd argue well enough to like gauge what they do, and from things like you know, our good buddy Miles, from like scenes I've written with his character, like he's read it and he's been like, you really got like voice and like, you know, like how I speak down. That to me is like a gigantic compliment.
Sorry.
You know, because I'm really trying to capture like these people's essences.
Yeah, you're like, I got it.
Yeah.
Validation.
Yeah, and so that's why like when I tell you about scenes with like your character, it's like, you know, I'm kind of waiting to be like, is she gonna say like, I wouldn't do that, or like,
I don't think I have yet.
No, you haven't, which is great.
Yeah. I think you could predict a lot of what I would do in certain situations. Sometimes I feel like I surprise you though.
Oh no, definitely. Oh no.
Gotta keep everyone on their toes.
Tone wise, I feel like my writing is probably a lot of like, some people probably call it as a whole series of teen angst.
Well,
yeah, a lot of it was conceived through teen angst.
Well, yeah, a lot of the books that I have over there on my bookshelf, so much angst, but it like makes for some of the best because I can like still relate to it.
No, yeah.
I may be in my early 20s, but ew, that's gross.
Your birthday's coming up.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. But yeah, like the Black City series by, I want to say it's Elizabeth Richards. Very, very nice series. Very much about people in high school in like a dystopian society with vampires. Well, they're not vampires. They're called half-bloods and shit like that.
I also have
and I'm like, this is amazing!
I also have a term called half-blood in my book.
Really?
Yeah. So it's the animal people.
Yeah, I can't think of like what the half is that they're talking. I can't remember what
Demon?
She called them.
Feral?
No, it was basically like vampire, but they didn't. I don't think that was the term.
Is it more like half human or like?
Let me just look it up.
Okay.
Let me also verify that was the author's name because I feel like I kind of made that up. No, I was right. It is Elizabeth Richards. Oh. Highly recommend the series. It goes Black City, Phoenix, and then Wings.
I can barely see it over there in your bookshelf.
Darklings.
Darklings.
Yes.
That sounds a little racist.
Oh, it might be. There's pretty much a civil war happening in the book, so yeah.
I don't know if I want to give away too much of my book right now in the podcast, but
I mean, you got a lot going on in there.
Years and years
Yeah.
of world building.
Isn't it interesting, though, that, like, I feel like there's a lot of people that, like, they only find, like, if you're gonna be writing, you find, like, the one specific kind of writing that works for you. I feel like I don't know that many people that are good, like, storytellers and, like, if it was lyrics or whatever, or if it was just poetry in general. Like, I feel like you always kind of fall into one, and, like, that one's your thing.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think I'm a lot better at narrative writing and poetry, but I always have such a terrible time with lyrics. Because I can think of something that sounds good, but then it's the melody that goes with it that I'm not good at.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I can come up with the lyrics, I could come up with the melody. Like, I literally have an entire song right now. I have the melody, but the music part of it, that I can't do.
Yeah.
I can't actually make the music. If anyone wants to produce my songs, that'd be nice.
Fuck you, Anthony.
I know exactly how I want them to go. Yeah, no, seriously. He basically told me, like, yeah, no, I don't think we could do that. I was like, all right, I'll go fuck myself then.
Well, here's a good way for me to transition my next topic from this.
Okay.
My writing initially was very inspired by when I played The Legend of Zelda, especially Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which is my favorite video game of all time. To this day, I absolutely love it. It's not just rose-tinted nostalgia glasses. That game still holds up this day. Fucking love it so much. But yeah, a huge inspiration from like Legend of Zelda. Then further on, you got games like Fire Emblem that really inspired it. And I'm using this as a transition to my next topic because next week, big event in the video game world, E3 is coming up. Hayley, do you know what E3 is?
I do not. Please explain.
It's something electronics expo. I don't know what the third E is. But E3 is this. It's been going on for, I don't know the exact length, but it's going on for a while now. As long as I can remember, E3 has been a thing. And E3 is essentially this, like, I think it's 3 days in June, where, like, all the big video game companies come together and they unveil their top shit. Like, all their big reveals, they come out E3. Like some of the biggest video game announcements or teasers, they come out at E3. And so Nintendo has a big history with E3, and I'm very fucking excited for this because Nintendo's live stream, E3 live stream, is going to be noon on June 15th, and we are recording this on the 9th. So we have less than a week until the live stream, and with each passing day, like, the hype is just building inside me. But that's also a double-edged sword, because that means I'm building expectations up.
Yeah.
And what if they don't deliver, which they easily could not? I'm just hoping for one thing, and one thing only, and everything else I'll just... Well, technically two things. Because one's just a given, the next Smash Brothers character.
Okay.
Like, we know that's coming next week. Like, we know that we're getting an announcement for that. Whether it'll be the character I actually want or not, that's a different story. I don't know how many more times I can get my heart stomped on. But the one thing I'm hoping for, there's no guarantee, but it sounds perfect. I just want a trailer for the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Because we got a teaser 2 years... Was it 2 years ago now? Jesus. Maybe? I don't know.
2 years ago?
It's been a while since that teaser came out. It must have been at least, like early 2020 or something. But we got this teaser for the sequel to the game, and, every fucking Zelda fan shat their pants when they saw it. But we still don't have anything else to know about it. All we know is that it'll be revisiting the map of Breath of the Wild, which is something the producer of Zelda, Eiji Aonuma, great guy, he's always wanted to revisit a map in Legend of Zelda. He's only really ever gotten to do that once with, this won't really mean anything to you, but A Link to the Past and then the game A Link Between Worlds.
Okay.
They used the same map, but the games were like 20 years apart, real world, 100 years apart in game. And he's always wanted to do that. And he's wanted to do that with other games, but then things fall through, they evolve, they become different games. But with this one, he said he's wanted to revisit the map of Breath of the Wild. But we've only gotten a minute-long teaser of it, and we don't even have a title for it. Everyone's just been calling
What the hell?
Yeah, we've only been calling it Breath of the Wild sequel, or the sequel to Breath of the Wild, or Breath of the Wild 2, but that's not its name.
Right.
And so we know next to nothing about this game.
That's frustrating.
It is. As a Zelda fan, I'm just waiting for the big information
All
dump.
right, calm down.
Your chair.
Please don't.
So, if we can just get that, just one trailer, I don't even need them to, like, talk about it or anything.
Just go, here it is.
Yeah, just give me, like, a 2-minute trailer, give me something more, like, feed me some scraps.
Give me a date.
Yeah, even, at the very least, give me, like, a holiday 2021 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Because this year is Zelda's 35th anniversary. 35, 1986.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I remember the 25th anniversary when we were in, like, middle school.
Wow.
The game, Ocarina of Time, my favorite game, it came out the year we were born.
That's wild.
Yeah, actually 2 months after I was born. So, also, that game, Ocarina of Time, I'm hoping we get, like, a nice 4K release. Because that is still one of Nintendo's, like, highest rated games of all time. And that being 4K, that being said, there's a lot of rumors about a 4K Nintendo Switch upgrade coming soon. And it's basically been all but confirmed. Data miners have found references to it in the current Switch firmware. Investors have been talking about it for a while. Basically, everyone said something except for Nintendo themselves, that there's going to be a 4K Switch.
They sound like they suck.
Yeah. I complain to Hayley about Nintendo a lot. As much as I love them, there's a lot of times where it just seems like they just don't want our money. I mean, I get why they're holding off on announcing a 4K Switch. They want to be a big announcement, but, like, give us something. Like, give us some breadcrumbs.
At a certain point, it's just like, if you wait so long in between, like, you get people hyped up for something and then you just never speak about it again.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I think, here's one thing. If they said, like, 6 months ago, hey, we're working on a 4K revision, Switch sales would drop completely. Because everyone would be like, oh, why would I buy this if there's going to be a 4K Switch coming out?
That's a good point.
So maybe that's why.
Would they actually, though? Like, would it be that drastic?
I mean, I've had a few friends who I've told, like, hey, there's a lot of rumors about a 4K Switch, and they were like, okay, I'll hold off on it. So, I mean, if Nintendo did that, it probably would be a lot more drastic.
I suppose.
But then I also feel bad for all the people who, like, bought a Switch, like, in the last, like, week. If, like, a 4K Switch gets announced next week. Sucks to suck, but no. But it would make sense because there are a lot of big games, like I just said, the sequel to Breath of the Wild, the next Metroid game, the next Bayonetta game, the new Pokemon game coming out. All these games, like, it really make us feel like they're gonna be in 4K. Like, these are gonna be huge games, and it would make so much sense to have a 4K Switch. But again,
don't get your hopes up.
Yes, because scalpers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm terrified, genuinely terrified.
Well, you're gonna just have to wait and see.
I guess so.
See, here's my philosophy for life. Just always expect the worst. Because then, if the worst happens, you are prepared for it. But then if it turns out to be better than that, it's a nice surprise.
Yes, the pessimistic look on optimism.
Yeah.
Or is that the optimistic look on pessimism?
I think that's the same thing.
All right. I see you're a big follower of Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Yeah. I would say so.
Given enough time, something will happen.
I've had had enough things happen to me where it rings true. Yep. I'll stand by that.
All right. Well, that's enough of that nerd talk. I just wrote down here. I remembered a funny story from work. I want to quickly share it. Not from Bonton, from the store that shall not be named yet.
Okay.
It's not
the current one.
The job I'm working right now.
Yeah.
Yes, it's that job. It's not the story that I mentioned earlier. It's a totally different story.
Okay.
But it's funny, nonetheless.
Okay. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see about that.
It was definitely a few months back. I I don't remember exactly how long ago it was, but no, let's guess around maybe January, we'll say.
Okay.
I work in the electronics area of my store, and this woman comes up, and it's later at night, must have been like 8, 9 o'clock or something. Woman comes up to me, store's basically dead, and she's like, I need to look for a cable. And I'm like, okay.
What kind?
Yeah, you know what kind of cable you're looking for? Because I got a lot of them. And
want a cable? I got it.
Yeah.
Just tell me what one.
And so she describes it, and I was like, I don't think I carry that. And she's like, no, you do. You do. I'm like, oh,
I love that.
Thank you. And I was like, were you able to find it on our app or our website? Because here's the thing. When a customer, I asked that to a customer because on our store's app or on the website, there is an item number that I can type in to my system, and I can find, information about it. I can see where it's located. I can see if I got it in the back, if I can order it, blah, blah, blah. Well, I can't order it, but, if they can order it.
Right.
And the thing is, items, there are 3 different kinds of numbers to them. And so this specific number I'm looking for, if every item we sell in the store has this kind of number. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't, that tells me this item is online only and does not go to stores. Like, it is not sold in stores. So she brings up the item, and it's exactly that. It only has the online number. So I'm literally about to say to her, I'm sorry, this is an online only item, when she snatches the phone from my hand and goes, you don't want to fucking look for it, do you? And I'm like, I can't. Like,
I could try, but I know I wouldn't find it.
I'd look where it could be, but it won't be.
Right.
And I'm literally stumbling over my words, trying to say, like, man, I don't. It's online. I don't have it. And she's yelling at me. She was like, where is it? Where the fuck can I find it? Where the fuck? Point me to where it is.
Oh my lord.
And I have never raised my voice at a customer. But
Until today.
I sure came close in this instance. So I was like, lady, it's not here. It's an online only item. And she's like, he's like, so fucking late. Where is it? Where the fuck can I find it? And I was like, fine, you can go look next aisle over. Mm-hmm. It's like, if you want to look for it, go ahead. That's where it would be. And she's like, so fucking sick and tired of you lazy ass workers, and goes to the next aisle. And I'm just kind of standing.
Wouldn't it be amazing if she found it? There was like one over there.
I think I'd have to kill her. I'm like, nah, you don't deserve this. I deserve it.
Oh no.
I don't even remember what the cable was, but I'd take it home.
As a souvenir.
But I was kind of just standing there, and I was just like,
watch her look for something that is not there.
Yeah. I was like, do I call a manager down? Like, is this lady going to get, like, more aggressive? Does that bird want to join the podcast? 'Cause, like,
I was going to ignore it, but yeah. They hang out on my air conditioner.
Oh, that's cute. I know you don't like birds.
I don't like birds, but neither does my cat.
I wish birds would hang out on my
So
AC.
she'll like, the table when it's over there, she'll go... Just like on the window.
Does your cat make little like sounds when she looks at birds?
Not that I know of.
Oh, my sister's cat does that, and it's adorable. She'll see the birds hide, and she'll just go.
No, I think she's more like, how am I gonna kill them? Like death stare.
You just hear
like, you fuckers are lucky you're not in here right now.
I don't know what this barrier is, but if I ever got past it, you'd be dead.
Exactly.
So I'm just standing there at this desk, and she comes back over, and of course, she doesn't find it.
Wow.
I know. Crazy end to this story. And she goes, I know y'all carry it. I know you just don't have this stock right now. So fucking sick and tired of all of you. And she basically walks out of the store, cursing the entire way to the front doors. And I'm just standing there. I don't say anything.
Damn, I think her husband's cheating on her.
That's bad home life or something, dude.
She walked in on her husband fucking her coworker.
Yeah.
in their own
both
house.
Her mom and her sister at the same time. She was taking it out on me.
Oh, God. I always assume that's what everyone has their panties in a bunch for.
Yeah.
They're like, their marriage is failing and they're taking it out on these retail workers. I always love it how customers come in and they're like, you got any more of these in the back? They just think the back is like this magical place.
Yeah.
Where all their hopes and dreams are. And we just gotta go there and bring it out for them.
No, it's like, no, of course. Yeah. It's like, I just throw like, you know, like a frog leg and a little cauldron, stir it up, and I got your shoes for you.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's amazing. And they're always like so surprised when I'm like, no, this, like, everything that's out's all we got. Yeah. They're like, okay.
You know, I will say, luckily, a lot of people when it comes to like video games, video game accessories, a lot of people are understandable about it because of, like, you know, COVID and stuff. If I say, like, a lot of people are looking for like PlayStation 4 controllers specifically, and they're like, do you got any PS4 controllers? And I'm like, no, sorry, all we got is what's out on the floor. And they go, okay, and they walk away.
Right. They get so sad.
It's like, I'm sorry, bud.
Like, if I make your dreams come true, sorry.
And here's the thing, I've had so many customers say like, oh, like, you're keeping the back for someone, aren't you? Or like, you're holding it for yourself. And it's like, dog, I want you to buy it.
Right.
It's like, it looks better for me if I sell it to you. Even then, like, even past that point, I don't get commission or anything.
Right.
But even past then, it's like, I'm not a dick. It's like, if you want something, generally,
I will try to get it for you. Yeah, I get that.
If I don't have it, when I say I'm sorry, I'm trying to be genuine with you.
I will be honest, though. There are a few times, usually not if they're nice, but usually if they're being, like, assholes, and they're like, can you go look in the back for me? I'm like, first of all, you don't know what the fuck's going on back there, and I'm just gonna tell you, nope, that's it. Mm-hmm. Like, you're setting yourself up for me to not help you.
Yeah. I think for, like, the first time in, like, the couple years I've been at the store, just a few weeks ago, I lied to a guest, and I was like, I don't have it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not. Something about them, I was just like, fuck you, dude. I don't have it.
Well, a lot of the time, people will do that on, like, a busy-ass weekend. And I'm like, you see that there's only 3 of us working right now? Like, it's usually someone's constantly filling the floor. Mm-hmm. So, like, mostly everything is out as it is. And then we have to meter people because there's occupancy issues. Mm-hmm. And then there's someone cashing. I don't know what to do for you. I'm not going to check my inventory while there's 30 other people, like, waiting to cash out or, like, looking for shit. Mm-hmm. Like, just accept that it's not here.
I still have not physically seen your store, honestly. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how big it is.
It's not big.
Okay.
Our maximum occupancy right now, it went up from 14 to 25. 14 was a lot. So 25 is chaos. Mm-hmm.
Especially during these COVID times. Do people come in waves, or is it like a steady stream?
Waves.
Oh.
Waves, constantly, all day. Everyone will walk in at one time, and everyone will cash out at the same time.
At least, you know, here's something, you know, you can feel good about. At least the borders are closed.
I don't know if it would make that much of a difference. It gets pretty wild. Even on some of the weekdays recently, it's been a lot.
I don't know, maybe
customer's a customer. They all fucking suck.
That's true.
Well, majority of them. Sometimes you get the, like, 2 nice people, the, like, extra nice people a day, and you're like, oh, they were nice. But most of the time, I'm like, just get the fuck out of my face because you're pissing me off. Like, we ask for donations when we're cashing people out, and my biggest pet peeve, we have to ask. Mm-hmm. You know, we have, like, sort of goals for the day. Sometimes people just go, no. I'm like, at the very fucking least, just say no, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to, like, no.
No, you're not going to be a dick
or just
about
saying,
it.
like, no, not today.
Yeah.
No, people will just go, no.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Yeah,
I will spit in your shoes.
No, that's incredibly rude.
I've also had, when I ask them to donate, and their total with the tax, whatever, sometimes it, like, ends in 99. I've had some people go, oh, yeah, you can round up. I'm like, a penny? You want to donate a penny? You're a shit person. I am judging you very hard. I've had multiple people do that. I'm like, you see what your total is, right? You want to donate a fucking penny? You're an asshole. Just don't donate at all at that point. Ugh.
That is a funny concept, though, isn't it? When it comes to, like, charity or donations, it's like, doing the bare minimum feels worse than just not doing anything at all.
Yeah. I usually, whenever places are like, you want to donate? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
I kind of equate it to, like, if you go out to eat, but you, like, can't tip, then you can't afford to go out to eat. And I equate that part to, like, if you can't donate an extra $1 while you're shopping, then should you be shopping?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it'd be a lot easier if, like, instead of asking, do you want to donate, it'd just be like, you want to do, like, $1 more?
That's, my manager was actually on a conference call, because a lot of the time, I get the most donations out of everyone, and a lot of the time I'd just be like, do you want to make a donation? And they'd be like, how much? And I'm like, it's however much you want it to be. And I had a couple people donate like $10 before, because I'm like, that's your call. I'm not forcing you to come up with, or to do a certain amount. Yeah, it really depends, because recently we'll just do like, you want to donate $1? And they're like, yeah, sure. It just depends.
Yeah. This isn't a topic I wrote down, but you just, like, kind of alluded to it, and I feel like I just really want to talk about it now. Tipping. Mm-hmm. It's a really dumb concept we have here in America.
Yeah.
Because tipping, before you get angry at me, listener, tipping is very nice.
Yes.
And you should definitely tip when you can. There are a lot of hard workers out there that don't get paid enough, especially people who work in the food industry. But the thing is, I feel like we should be much more angry at their employers because they're paying them shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, like, we can afford to pay them like trash because people will tip them. And that's a terrible system.
Yeah.
Because every other country just pays their workers adequately. And that's it. Like, in like other countries, you try to tip someone, sometimes they get offended.
Yeah.
It's like, no, fucking take your money back. I get paid just fine.
When before I went to Italy, my one Italian professor was like, she was telling a story about when she went out to eat. It was like one of her first times in Italy. And the like owner of the restaurant came out when she was trying to tip her server. And he was like, she makes enough money. They're fine. Yeah. Like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wouldn't that be nice to say a server makes enough money? Yeah, that you don't have to supplement their income with $1 bills?
Exactly. It'd be so... It should be a system of, like, you don't feel forced to tip someone. Right. You tip someone because they did a good job.
And it's irritating because you always need those people to work.
Yeah.
So, like, my one friend who serves sometimes at her restaurant, like, whenever she is serving, it's $7 an hour.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up.
What happens when you have a bad night?
Exactly.
What happens if you just have, like, a shit night, not enough people, or, like, just people who don't want to tip?
Right.
It's like, then you're not...
You're so dependent on... Like, you have to, like, be a certain way, too. Like, you have to be extra
and a lot of people
on top of it. Like,
a lot of people's, like, objections to, like, changing the system are, like, oh, well, then we'll just get, like, rude, like, waiters and waitresses, or, like, oh, then I won't get tipped enough. It's like, no, if you look at
everyone will be happier if people are getting paid enough.
Exactly. Look at every other country.
Right.
They're fine.
Oh my goodness.
It'd be a weird adjustment period, sure, but it'd be better for you in the long run.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird thing that we've been conditioned to think is obligatory. Well, because it is here. Mm-hmm. But when I was in Italy, I'm like, I still feel like I should leave something for them.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, but then you got people from other countries who come here,
right,
and they never tip.
Right.
My ex, she went to New York City. I think it was just shortly before we started dating in 2019. It was her, another girl who used to work at my store, and a manager from my store. And that manager is from Brazil.
Interesting.
I've told you about this manager before. You know, she's pretty cool, and I love doing her accent in the most racist way. No.
Oh my god.
No, but they went to like this fancy schmancy New York restaurant I wouldn't be caught dead at, and my ex and the other girl were trying to leave a tip, and the manager was like, no, don't leave a tip. And you're like, no, but we have to. He's like, no, don't tip them. I'm like, no, you don't have to leave a tip. And they're like, no.
Please.
We have to. And I remember she told me that like it almost got like heated because they kept going back and forth. Yeah. It's like, I don't know what's going on in Brazil, But like, dude, like, I know this person working this high-rise restaurant is not getting paid adequately with their shitty little studio apartment.
Right. Oh my god. I can't even think of the cost of rent there.
Oh my god, no, I don't.
I'll have an aneurysm.
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to look at it. Oh god. Okay.
That's a different issue.
Yeah. Now I can tell that really fun story from work. Oh no, I never finished the story about like the bitch yelling at me. Basically, well, the end of the story is that he wasn't a teacher. He was more like worker. Well, I'll bleep his name out. It was from the high school.
Oh, okay.
What would you call him? Just like a work. He kind of worked on like the tech.
Yeah.
Really cool guy. You know, knows my dad works in the school district here.
I don't think I ever heard him speak.
He's got a really deep voice.
Yeah, I
Well,
would have assumed.
Well, did you ever go see like the musicals and stuff?
Twice.
Well, he was the one that like announced like the musicals. You know, like everyone take your seats. When we did Addams Family, he was like, everyone take your seats. They're creepy and they're kooky.
I went more than twice. Sorry, now that I think about it.
Mysterious.
I think I've seen every show except for the very first one in freshman year. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming. Yeah, thanks for supporting me.
Well, I don't think I had a choice for some of them.
Thank you, bud.
Listen, you know my thoughts on musicals.
I will say, none of us knew he was gonna do the Addams Family thing. So like on opening night, when in his like deep ass bass voice, he was like, "They're creepy and they're kooky, serious and spooky, altogether ooky, the Addams Family." The audience was like, "Yay!"
He said it.
No, well, he just happened to be shopping when that lady was yelling at me, and she walked by him, and he looked at her, and he looks at me, and he goes, "What was that about?" And I was like, I don't know. He was like, "Some people." And then I just happened to have an amazing conversation with him, so I bounced out.
You just have conversations with everyone.
Hey, listen, there are some cool people out there, okay?
I wouldn't know. I avoid everyone at all costs.
Maybe, I was going to say open up, but I was like, nah, you're probably going to meet a lot of shitty people that way.
I have so many walls up, it's not funny.
Son, I'm respecting your privacy by knocking, but I'm asserting my authority as your father by coming in anyways.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god. That's such a good show.
That's me breaking down your walls with a battering ram.
Yep, since high school.
Since junior year.
Dear Lord.
Okay, now again, this fun story from work. Now to preface this, listener, I'm a little irritated by the events that transpire in this story. Now, for context, because I feel like it's necessary, I work with my ex. Yeah, Hayley summed it up a lot there. And yeah, big dumb move on my part.
You didn't know.
Yeah.
There was no way to know.
Yeah. Okay, that doesn't explain to a lot of the people listening. We worked together before we started dating. It's how we met. And then...
Shut the fuck up!
Like, dude, they're just having a good time out there, okay?
They're interrupting.
Okay, well...
I'm gonna go tap on the window.
My barber asked if we took call-ins, and I was like...
Call-ins?
Yeah. The bird's doing the call-in. He's tapping the window. I got something to say.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, I work with my ex, and I really wanted to everything be friendly afterwards. I was the one who cut things off.
Just to be clear.
Just to be clear here, it was not mutual. I was not dumped. I wanted things to be all cool afterwards. I wanted to be friendly. Probably a naive thing on my part. But I wanted things to be cool. No toxicity, okay? But, alas, I had no choice in the matter.
She went...
It echoed, reverberated throughout the store. The sky darkened, the lights flickered.
Her eyes went black. Oh my god, she's scary. She better watch out though if I see her. Because I'm scarier.
Oh, I know.
I went in there yesterday and I was already in a rage, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I fucking hope I see her right now. I didn't though.
Oh,
unfortunately, I know.
It's all, I just want you to instill the fear of God in her one day, okay?
I think I have. She avoids me when she is there. Because I'll see her and then I'll, like, try to find her again and then I can't.
You need to wait till she's working the fitting room, and then you need to go try something on and just look at her.
I'd like to try this on, please.
And I'm gonna get fully naked when I do, and you're gonna have to know that when you pick up after me.
I'm gonna fucking destroy your dressing rooms.
I had Taco Bell earlier. Uh-oh. You just stand there, there's a really loud gurgle noise, and you just go, uh-oh. Seems like it's not sitting right with me. I hope I don't have an accident. You say that right into her ear as you walk by her.
Ew.
You walk out and you look her in the eyes and you're like, the Chorus Effect podcast now available on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube, bitch.
Have fun with that. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Haha, poo poo pee pee humor.
Oh, yeah.
No, to be serious, my ex-girlfriend, went around crying and telling people a bunch of bullshit about me.
Right.
Not cool stuff. It wasn't just coworker. I mean, a lot of my coworkers know me better. Mm-hmm. A lot of my coworkers actually came up to me and they were like, she's talking mad shit about you. Is any of that true? I'm like, no, none of it. And they're like, yeah, that's what I thought. You seem nothing like that. But, like, my managers, apparently, were not unsusceptible to her lies. You know, I had people, like, coming up to me after the breakup being like, so I heard you two broke up. And I was like, oh, did she tell you? And they're like, no, but she's been crying in the break room, like, for the last, like, 2 hours. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And you giggle a little bit, be like,
I never said that.
but in your head you were like, good.
So, basically, this is all building up to a week ago. I had a customer who had to be one of the nicest customers I have ever had. Her name was Je t'aime. She was this amazing lady, super sweet, full of positivity, and we were bouncing that positivity off each other. If somehow she listens to this, I want you to know, I hope you and your husband are doing great. I hope your kids are doing great. I hope your business works out, and I hope you get that master's degree, girl. You got this.
Love it.
Hell yeah. Amazing experience chatting with her. I was straight up telling coworkers, like, I'm busy. Can someone else grab that? And so after she leaves, I'm like, I'm gonna tell someone about this. You know, because I was having a shit day before this. You know, I don't have a good time at work. And, but Shatam was exactly what I needed. I go to my stockroom, and I was going to text you, Hayley.
Me?
I was. But I had a coworker in there, and I know she listens to this, and I know you're listening right now. Yes, it's you in this story. So, I mean, I can say her name. I don't think she's going to care. My coworker, Kylie. So I'm talking to her in my stockroom, and I was telling her about how awesome this customer was. And not just any manager, my HR manager fucking walks by and chastises me. Sure, I will, I was talking on the job, whatever. I need to get back to work. Sure. I won't defend myself here. I need to get back to work. And I do. I leave. I go back to what I was doing. Whatever. I think nothing of it. An hour later, my coworker is leaving for the night. She sees me, and she goes, hey, I got something to tell you, but, like, I don't want it to upset you. And
first off, don't say it like that.
Yeah.
Now I'm scared.
What a terrible thing to say to someone with anxiety. And, like, trust me, my friend Melissa knows my job is basically just a place where I hear news I don't want to hear.
Yeah.
And Melissa, I hope you're listening to this and feeling bad. No. So I go to the back and I text her and I'm like, okay, I know you didn't mean to, but you've scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
What do you have to tell me? And so, turns out my HR manager, after I left my stockroom, she went up to my coworker and said, you should actually, let me see if I can get the exact...
Oh boy. Pull up the script.
I'm pulling it up.
Pulling out the receipts.
So her exact words well, from the text I got, my HR manager's words were, "She told me to be careful around you because you're toxic. Then she said, just ask our ex-girlfriend's name." And,
basically, I want to fight a lot of bitches at your place of work.
So, if this was just another coworker saying shit about me, it's whatever. I've gotten used to it.
But the HR manager...
not even just, like, some random manager. Like, no, the HR manager from my store, dude. As soon as I got this text, you can see right here, my very first response was just, I see. But I was going to call you, but you think you were busy? You were like, give me a sec or something?
I don't fucking remember.
I called my buddy Ryan, who works at my store. Mm-hmm. He's been there longer than I have. He's, slightly higher up on, like, the chain of command than I am. I mean, not slightly. I mean, he's like a...
Yeah.
He said he was going to finally listen to the podcast today. So...
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I called him, and, he's also friends with my ex. But he was like, listen, bud, I gotta play Switzerland here. And I was like, I get it. Trust me, I do. But you gotta know, I've been nothing but honest with you this entire time. I can show you screenshots. Mm-hmm. I can give you hours of stories, dude. But it's like, whatever. That's not the point. Point is, what should I do? And he was like, that's fucked up. You gotta say something. You gotta talk to someone. You can't let that slide. And I didn't. Originally, I was gonna go in there and, go straight to my HR manager and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But I didn't.
Good.
Yes. I went to my store director. I felt bad because I found her on her lunch.
It's like when you go to a teacher's classroom and they're trying to eat lunch.
Yeah. And they're just like,
right.
This is like the 45 minutes I get away from this.
Right.
So I talked to her and really agitated when I walked in there. And I wasn't so agitated when I left. Funny how that works.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I really feel like I got across to my store director that it is tough. And I told you, we talked about this, like, it is tough, working at a place fucking 6 months, after you've just got out of an abusive relationship. And it was an abusive relationship. Mm-hmm. And people just, like, don't believe you, or they don't take it seriously. And you're just surrounded by that. That shit is really tough to deal with. And then my manager is telling me, leave it outside of work,
right.
Don't bring it up. And I'm like, I'm fucking trying.
Right.
But then when one of you makes one of these comments about me, it's like...
Right, what else are you supposed to do about it?
Exactly. Like, I'm trying my hardest to, get over this shit. I'm looking for other jobs. No, my store director is really cool about it. Like I said, I really feel like I got... my shit across to her.
I fucking hope so, because that shit's not cool.
No. I don't know if she ever talked to my HR manager, but from the way she's been acting, my HR manager kind of seems like it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I haven't said anything to her, but I told you, maybe on my last day there, if I see her...
Bring in a fuck you cake.
Yeah. If she gives me any well wishes, I'll be like, thanks. I'll try not to be so toxic at my next job. You don't just think about that. It's like your last day. You're trying to be really fake nice to everyone, and then you successfully hit clock out, and you're just like, okay, I don't work anymore. Fuck all of you. It's like, you're all assholes, and I hated every second with you.
The only job I've had, which I will say the name of because, I still shop there, but the bitches that worked there,
they're gone.
Fuck them. No, I don't know. I don't know if they still work there or not.
Oh.
But the only place I've worked where I would say fuck you to everyone there is Aerie.
I was gonna guess Aerie, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were just so fucking cliquey. Mm-hmm. And I was very much part-time. I was only there when I was home from school. And obviously, I get it. You establish your relationships for the majority of the time when I'm not there. But damn, I've been here for almost 2 years. Y'all act like I just started. They were a bunch of bitches. They were some cliquey assholes. It was high school. To be fair, from the outside, Aerie seems like that kind of store that appeals to girls like that. So I mean, I still shop there. Not at that particular. Well, sometimes. But, like, I still shop there. Like, no offense to Aerie, the company. They're wonderful. I love them. Just the bitches that I worked with. Y'all can go fuck yourself. Except for the one that I also worked with at Old Navy. You're amazing.
You know who you are listening.
Yeah. I don't think she listens to this.
She should listen to this.
She should. Well, everyone should.
No, everyone should.
But I don't think she does. But if she ever does, you are wonderful and you know who you are.
Yeah. So, fuck all that shit at my job.
Men are victims too.
Yes. I actually, funny about that, my store recently just had us all do this sexual harassment training. And my store is a very, liberal store and stuff. And in their sexual harassment training, they made a big deal about men also being like victims, like women sexualizing men, women harassing men, other men harassing men. And I actually was pleasantly surprised about that, and I was like, wow, that feels really good to like have that be acknowledged.
At my previous store, they're like, this person did, like, it was like a whole actual like narrative of a scenario, and a lot of it was inclusive for sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, not that that's nice, but like it's kind of nice.
Yeah. One of the answers was like, is this harassment? And then
yes, it is.
No, one of the answers was like straight up like, no, it can't be because it's a guy.
That was one of the
answers.
Wow.
Yeah. And
and that's when it would flash red and be like, wrong.
Yeah. I've been at my job as being like, this training is so like, common sense. And I was like,
you'd think.
Yeah, it's like, but the reason we have this training in the first place is because some people don't get it. Like, I started to have like one coworker, he saw me doing the training, and he was like, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit, man.
Ew.
And I'm like,
don't trust him.
And I'm like, hey dog, listen, this shit's kind of a problem.
Be like, you're why we have the training.
I'm like, hey dude, maybe you should just keep walking.
He said, take it back right now.
Say psych right now. The last topic I have written down here, it's probably going to be the most serious one I bring up today. Recently, Hayley and I, we are both fully vaxxed. Hell yeah. That's right.
Oh, what the fuck?
That was a crazy reverb. We got Pfizer, both of us? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we both got Pfizer.
Pfizer gang?
Woo. And so I bring that up because just last night I was watching the news about this Delta variant of the coronavirus. It got real big in India and has now become the dominant strain of coronavirus in the UK. And so Fauci got on TV and he was like, listen, we know that the Pfizer vaccine after one dose is 33% effective against the Delta variant. After 2 doses, it's 88% effective against the Delta variant. But the Delta variant is much deadlier. So basically what I'm trying to say is get fucking vaccinated.
For the love of God. It really tickles me how so many people are like, I want things to go back to normal, but then won't do any of the things that would make it easier to go back to normal.
Not wearing masks, not like, not having gatherings.
The whole decision for our state to be like, yeah, you don't need to go to most you don't need to wear a mask at most places anymore. I'm like, was that the right call though?
Yeah.
Because I work in.
Well, they said like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
But they were like, I mean, you can take your mask off outdoors if you're fully vaccinated. That's what the CDC said.
Yeah, but there's no way to tell if everyone's vaccinated.
I know.
You can't trust anyone because that just gave clearance for people who already didn't want to wear a mask to not wear a mask anywhere.
As soon as they made the announcement, as soon as my store said if you're fully vaxxed, you can take your mask. Technically, it was you have to wait 2 weeks after your last dose. As soon as they made that announcement, everyone in my store who was like a staunch conservative, like anti-mask, anti-vax, all that, they all took their fucking masks off.
Yeah.
And we all knew who they were because they were vocal about it.
Of course.
And we were all like, you guys didn't get fucking vaccinated.
No.
Like, you fucking liars.
That's the issue I have because I work in a mall. Mm-hmm. I work in a busy mall.
Mm-hmm.
And, every store has their own policies or whatever. Ours is, we still require you to wear a mask if you're not vaccinated, but if you are vaccinated, it's fine. You don't have to wear one.
Mm.
But the thing is, if someone walks in without a mask, you're not allowed to discuss the vaccine or whatever.
Exactly.
They can't ask you if you've been vaccinated. You can't ask them. So you just kind of let people do whatever the fuck they want, and it's really irritating. We all still wear a mask. I still wear a mask in most places, usually not outside, but if I know I'm going indoors.
You wore a mask at breakfast earlier.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, it just makes me feel better because I don't trust anyone around me.
Yeah. Well, I will say it's more to prevent you from spreading the disease and from you catching the disease.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally get that. I trust the science behind the vaccine that, I'm not going to be transmitting it. Mm-hmm. Should I be wearing a mask? Maybe.
It's just indoor. Like, if I go outside of my store and I'm just walking around in the hallways of the mall, then I don't really care because I feel like it's more open and my store is very small. Mm-hmm. But, like, I don't know. I'm not trustful. Trustful? No. That's not a word. I don't trust people.
No, trustful's a word.
Is it? Trustful? Yeah. Okay.
Remember, guys, I'm a writer. No, it's the same at our store. We can't ask people about it.
Yeah.
But I've had, at least 3 separate customers ask me, what are the rules on the mask? They're wearing masks, and, they see I'm not wearing a mask, and they're like, what are the rules?
You don't wear one at work?
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, we're still required to. Employees are still. They have to.
After it's 2 weeks after your last dose, you don't have to wear it. At least you're not required to. But, again, they can't ask.
Right.
Even though you can bring in your vaccine form and you can get paid for it.
Yeah, my store did a vaccine incentive things. I got a extra $100 in my last paycheck.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice.
It was nice. It helped a lot. It was juicy.
Yeah, incentivization. That's the fucking way to get shit done. I'm telling you.
Oh boy.
No, but and I say to them, I was like, well, if you're fully vaxxed, you're not required to wear a mask. And 2 out of 3 of them took their masks off right there. They're like, oh, I'm fully vaxxed. Okay. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I still wouldn't.
I know, but well, it's funny because the one guy he was a old man or a seasoned customer.
Ew.
And he literally pulled out a lanyard that said fully vaccinated. And I was like, I don't know if you get that made specifically to lie.
Oh, I had a friend tell me that another friend's family, who was very conservative, they made fake vaccine cards.
Can I guess who it was?
You don't know who it is.
Oh.
But yeah, no, these are people from school. And I was like, are you fucking kidding? You go that far. Just get fucked.
No, yeah.
It's so frustrating.
The Chorus Effect podcast' stance on the vaccines.
Get them.
Yes, fucking get them.
Trust science.
All the people who are, I'll say this right now, and this might be a little controversial.
Oh.
If you are
saying something controversial?
No,
what?
Give me a chance here.
Oh, okay.
The people who are not getting the vaccine, who do not have a recorded history of having medical issues with vaccinations, the people who are refusing to get the vaccines are frankly just not educated. Mm-hmm. They're being selfish, and it's a foolish thing to do. They are holding us back.
Yes.
A friend of mine, and I won't implicate him in this, but he asked me, he was like, do you think vaccines should be mandatory? And did you know, actually, in New York State, an employer can require you to get a vaccine? They can refuse, your application if you are lacking, a vaccine.
I won't say I knew that, but I feel like I could have assumed because to go to school, I know you need to,
give you immunization records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, if my eventual company is located in New York State, which it probably will be, I will definitely require all my staff to be vaccinated, fully vaxxed. Unless you have you can prove you have medical reasons to not get vaccinated. COVID vaccine, totally gonna be on there.
Yeah.
So any New York State employer can totally say you have to get vaccinated or we're not hiring you. It's fully within their rights to do so.
Fair.
So my friend and coworker, he asked me, do you think vaccines should be mandatory? My response was yes. Mm-hmm. I think by law, you should have to get a vaccine unless, of course, medical reasons.
Yeah.
And his response was the same response fucking faith healers have.
Oh, no.
Well, what about freedom? I'm like, yeah, I'm all for freedom until it imposes on someone else's freedom.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
Your freedom to not get vaccinated imposes on my freedom to, not have to worry about me or my kids getting sick around you. What's more important? Like, my freedom to not have to worry about my health or your freedom to be selfish.
Yeah. That's basically all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't think about other people. They're just like, what? But it's so funny that people have stances like that because they're like, a lot of the time, those are the same people that are like anti-abortion.
I know, I was thinking the same thing.
And it's like, they're like, well, it's my body. And you're like, yeah, you're almost there.
No,
keep
going. Keep going.
So that means women can have, a full say in like what goes on in their body. No,
those are two separate things here.
No, they're pro-life until that life is born.
Mm-hmm.
Then they don't give a fuck.
Fuck that kid.
Yeah. Fuck them kids, they say. But they care about a sack of cells in someone else's body that they're not going to be financially responsible for.
Oh, hey, big surprise. Our stance on abortion is that we're, pro-choice.
Kill them kids. No, I'm kidding.
Fetus deletus,
Yes.
that's what I say.
But yeah, very much pro-choice.
Not pro-abortion, you fucking whack jobs.
But not...
Oh, did we just cut off, like, a bunch of our audience?
I hope not.
Okay, good.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I know I got my
Please get vaccinated. It's not just for you.
Please get vaccinated, and please support, Roe v. Wade.
Yes.
Yeah. I still want to do that anti-protest. I want to go have a party, like, out in the parking lot of a Planned Parenthood. And we, like, have game stuff. All the proceeds can go right to the Planned Parenthood.
Yeah. That's such a sad thing where they, like, have to have, like, volunteer people who escort people into the building because there's always those assholes on the outside trying to shame them.
It's
when that's, like, less than 2% of what they do there.
Plus, like, people who get abortions, like, they're not happy about it.
I know.
It's a very traumatic experience.
They think that there's people who are, like, about to pop pregnant, and they're like, never mind.
Disassemble them, take them out.
And if they are that far along, if they're getting an abortion, it's because either that baby was not going to survive on its own anyway outside of the womb, or that's gonna be born with whatever fucking horrible, horrible diseases that exist.
Or it's gonna kill the mom.
Yeah. So, like, these are people that, like, decorated rooms, thought of a name, bought like, got the baby books ready. And it's like, you think they wanted to do that? Really?
It's disgusting. And, like...
And that's not even, like, the majority of people who get it done. Like, it's always, like, super early on. Ugh.
I'm not gonna name her, but I do have a friend who did get an abortion. And, it was just a matter of, like, money. She had no way to support this child, and
if anything, it's a very responsible choice.
Yeah, I mean, if she had this kid, it'd be born into poverty. Like, there's no two ways around it. There's no way she could have done it. And
why put another life through that? Like, why give birth to a life that cannot live?
She made the right choice, but she was so distraught over it, and it was terrible. It was a horribly traumatic experience, and I felt awful for her. I didn't want to like gloat in her face and be like, you made the right choice, you did, because it's like,
because it won't feel like that in the moment.
It feels terrible.
Yeah.
And like, I can't imagine what she went through.
Right. I hate those people that, like, it's already such a traumatic thing to go through, and they're just making it that much more difficult. It's so frustrating.
I think we're both on the same page here when I say, if you've ever stood outside of a Planned Parenthood with a protest sign and you shoved it in some poor girl's face,
get fucked.
Yeah, like, walk into traffic, bud.
Get in a car accident. Really, though.
Run around your yard with a pair of scissors.
Like, that's what you do in your free time.
It's like you're just going to go make some young kid, like, who's already going through a horrible experience, make her feel worse about herself. Seriously, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. You're not doing God's work.
No. Yeah, real charitable of you, bud. Yeah, he's going to be real proud of you up behind the pearly gates.
The things that these people do in the name of God are just so misguided.
I mean, hey, how many little boys have been touched in the name of God, Hayley?
Yeah. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, you tried, it didn't work out. Next time, okay? He's embarrassed.
What a stupid bitch. She's so dumb. Oh my god.
What a great great way for us to get off this serious
Thanks.
topic.
Yeah, thanks for lightening the mood, man.
How would you miss that? I've seen you make that jump like a million times.
I can't wait to hear that noise that she made. Oh my god.
Oh, yikes.
Well.
I should say, while we're here,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone noticed in episode 2, but I'll give you a hint. Somewhere around the hour mark, maybe it's a bit before the hour mark, maybe a bit after the hour mark, burped, unsurprisingly, and I gave just a teeny tiny little effect to it. And things like that make me really happy. Because I want it to be one of those things where it's like, did I hear that right?
I didn't notice it the first time, and then you said something, and I went back and I was like, oh no. Oh no.
It was just slightly different. But I think that's funny.
Go give it another listen.
Yeah, give our podcast a listen, give us a rating.
If you choose to exercise your free will in such a manner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can say, hey, if you're listening on iTunes, go ahead and give us a 5-star rating. Leave us a like and a subscribe on YouTube. I don't know how Spotify works. Can you do anything like that on Spotify?
I think you can like it. I think you can like a podcast episode. I think I've done that.
All right, leave us a like on Spotify. Thanks, cuties.
Cuties.
Yeah. So, did you get my text from last night about to remind me about the joke?
I did.
Hayley and I are now going to act out a joke I wrote at 3 a.m. last night.
It was not 3 a.m.
When did I text you?
You texted me at like 1:27. Let me see. Oh my god, it was 1:27.
Holy shit, you're good at that. You're good at guessing numbers.
Yeah, I guess.
You accurately guessed Rihanna's age.
I did, and I didn't know what it was.
No. All right, here's the setting. There's 2 guys hanging out in a restaurant. They're buds, and the topic of spirit mediums gets brought up. I'll start. I can channel ghosts.
Okay, channel ghosts.
All right, I'll channel the ghost of your dad. Hey, it's me. I'm your dad. How you doing, son?
You're not my dad.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, say something my father would say.
All right. I love you, son. But not a lot.
Oh my god, Dad.
All right, and that's our show.
Yeah, thanks for joining. This was a weird episode.
It was.
It was less funny.
We definitely got into some funny topics, quote unquote. Oh, hi.
Yeah, she was just giving me the eyes.
She is perched right behind my head.
Yeah, she's kind of been scaring me. I feel like she sees something that we can't see.
Well, she can. She can see, like, other parts of the spectrum that we can't see. So technically, she's always seeing something we can't see.
Oh my god. Who's here? Who's with us? Oh my god, she should have acted out the skit. She's the medium.
I'm getting I'm getting it.
Mary?
Mary says hi.
It's so dumb.
Yeah. All right. So you got anything, Hayley?
Not at this point, no.
We've been recording for a couple hours. Feel like I kind of just took this one by the reins.
Yeah, this was all you.
Damn.
Next one will be all me. I'll come up with something.
Okay, here's a fun story we can put at the end of this podcast. I don't know if I even still have it as a sound.
But basically,
yeah,
there was a point in time where, y'all know the video, where he goes, boy, if you don't get... That was the text tone for my contact in Dylan's phone.
Yeah.
So anytime I would text him, it would be, boy, if you don't get...
So my first semester at college, it was the final exam for my Business 101 class, and I really loved that teacher. Point is, I'm in the middle of this final exam. For some reason, my sound is on all the way up, and you text me and just reverberates through the whole class. Boy, if you don't get... And just... Everyone just like burst into laughter, and I was in that class with our friend Brandon. Brandon's just like, he's next to me, he's looking at me like,
disappointed.
Yeah. I think my reaction was like, that was me, I'm sorry. He was like, why'd you immediately say that was you?
Couldn't you see the source of everyone's eyes looking like... You texted me back, you were like, Jesus Christ! You don't know what you just did!
And I aced that exam.
Hell yeah.
And then I didn't...
You're welcome.
Thank you. And then I didn't become a business administration major. I became a communications major.
It's fine.
Yeah, fuck accounting.
Yeah, fuck accounting.
I don't know how my sister does it.
I don't know, good for her. She got herself in a good spot.
Oh, no, seriously. She's doing well for herself.
Oh my god. This needs to end.
Yeah.
I forgot what we were going to close on.
We had nothing.
Well.
Yeah. We're really not good at ending the podcast.
No.
Do you think, 3 episodes in we would have figured that out?
There's no rhyme or reason to this.
No.
All I'm going to say is, next episode, I'm going to have more content.
Okay. You're going to write something down. Here's my list. You can see it now because I exhausted it.
Dear Lord. Remember when we said we weren't going to do topics, Dylan? That's why I haven't been writing things down.
I'm sorry. There's things I really want to talk about with you in a podcast setting.
We did what we said we weren't going to do.
I know. This is where
we finally sign off.
We finally sign off, yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Next
episode is all mine.
Yeah, I'll just be sitting here and I'll throw a few quips in there.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably vent a lot.
Yeah.
So sorry in advance.
Yeah.
I'll make it fun though because I can't take anything too seriously.
Aww.
You should insert aww.
Next episode, we're probably not going to record it until after E3, so I will definitely, I know next episode's all you, but I have to just give my reactions to E3 next week. Hey, thanks for bringing your trash in, bud.
I always forget to take mine out. Does it smell in here?
It smells like your apartment.
Okay, is that good or bad?
It just smells like you.
Okay, is that good or bad?
So thanks for listening to the Chorus Effect podcast, guys. Genuinely, thank you for all the love people have been showing us. We only plan to improve little by little in this. I promise you, I'm only getting better at the sound engineering.
Send in topic requests.
Yeah, if anyone has anything you want us to talk about, totally. We will.
Nothing's off limits.
Nothing's off limits.
Not in this friendship.
Nope. Trust us. We've broken down quite a few barriers.
Yeah. So just go for it. If you think something's I don't know if I should, do it.
Do it, yeah. Maybe you're having an argument with your friend and you want to get two knuckleheads' opinions on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then play it for your friend.
Send in scenarios. Send in, life stuff that you're going through and we'll discuss it.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable doing so.
You have a sociology major and a communication major. We must know something about people.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah. What in the fuck is going on out there?
It sounds like everyone just woke up, but it's 3:45.
Yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Hope everyone has a great day, and
see you next time.